And I want to bring to your attention this morning, the healthcare plan currently in the hands of our Congress poses a considerable dilemma for this nation. Although President Obama has called it distinctly American, numerous academic sources state that the plan meets just about anyone's definition of socialized medicine. And while it is being treated as a revolutionary idea here in the U.S., one needs look no further than England, Canada, Germany, or Japan to see examples of its outright failure. In England, the BBC reported, and I quote, up to 500 heart patients die each year while they wait for potentially life-saving surgery. In Japan, Fox News reported that an 89-year-old woman died after an ambulance crew failed to find a hospital that would admit her. After spending 2 hours checking at 30 different hospitals, the woman drew her final breath. The Canadian Medical Association Journal reported that in a single year under socialized medicine, 71 Ontario patients died waiting for a coronary bypass operations. Canadians are coming here to get their medical treatment. Why? Because socialized medicine is governed by features known as price control mechanisms, which are regulated by the government to inhibit unnecessary costs. I ask you, was that 89-year-old woman unnecessary? How, you ask, can any medical system get away with such horrendous service? Quite simple, actually. When the government replaces capitalism with its own inefficient, heavily departmentalized programming, it establishes its own monopoly, and anytime the element of healthy competition is missing in action, the need for quality control is obliterated. The sad, inevitable result is half-hearted, subpar service, bringing you the bare minimum with no customer service, no quality control, and no satisfaction guarantees. Putting healthcare on a single government budget invariably leads to shortage and cutting corners in an effort to save money. But we just can't do that with our healthcare. So today, I'm asking you, as concerned citizens, not only to get informed, stay informed, and vote accordingly, I'm asking you to share your views as an informed voter with others. You can do this by volunteering to help a campaign that you believe in, or by talking to others one-on-one. Rarely can one person alone impact the course of a nation. But if we, here in BLUFFTON, Indiana, begin tipping the first dominoes in the chain, I guarantee that the repercussions of a new American revolution will rattle our shores from Detroit down to Houston, and from New York to LA. In closing, I just wanted to leave you all with a brief message, which I believe applies not necessarily to all Americans, but to those who feel that some of the modern winds of change have begun to turn this nation down a treacherous path, and to those who feel that the core values which once served as such a favorable gale wind in our sails has declined in recent years. To those, like myself, who would like to see a renewed civic responsibility in holding our government officials accountable, a renewed hope for today and a renewed faith for tomorrow, a renewed interest in promoting unity by loving and supporting our fellow Americans, and a renewed commitment to serving God and country. To those of you who believe that this nation is in dire need of a great awakening, I leave you on this 4th of July with a quote from the movie Independence Day. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. Thank you.
Wow. Young people, what an example. Middle-aged and old people, we should be inspired. This is what's coming up. We need to keep encouraging them. He said a sentence there that all of life, I think, is showing up. This showing up. That's enough. In the coffee shop, show up, talk about it. At church, show up, talk about it. On the workplace, on the farm, the feed mill, show up. Let people know what we believe. The silent majority has been silent long enough. I've got one quick quote by Gardner. The best kept secret in America today is that people would rather work hard for something they believe in than enjoy a pampered idleness. The next gal coming up is somebody very special to me. I call her a fiery little businesswoman. She's the one that tells me a lot of the points I'm weak in. But I love her to pieces. She's my wife of 39 years. As Drew talked, what can we do? She's going to be setting forth some points. I'd like you to bring this stage, Dee up.
Well, change was the campaign slogan, and we've seen change. This Tea Party, and more than 30 or 3,000 others happening across this nation this week, are just one response to those changes. I believe there is another change happening that is positive, and that is people like us, because we see our freedoms being challenged and have had enough, are willing to act. Too often, sadly though, it takes enough to wake people up out of a state of complacency. Freedom is not free. It has always come at a cost. Another round of applause for those people that sacrifice or would have sacrificed their lives.